In a world where everything is disposable, plastic, tactile, soulless, there are things that refuse to die. And this one not only survives, it mocks time.
It's a Toyota Hilux 1984, a piece of history. It's made for all those people who aren't afraid to get their hands dirty.
This truck wasn't made for cruising around or for chasing likes on Instagram.
It's made for the farmer who hauls plantains, made for the mechanic who needs this not to break down. It's made for people who understand that a car doesn't have to be pretty, it just has to get the job done. This is the truck you buy and leave to your son, and if he's smart, he'll leave it to his son.
Let's take this pause to ask you not to forget to subscribe to my channel. Hit that bell so you'll be notified of the new videos coming up. Okay, thank you.
Honest square design, straight lines, there aren't a lot of unnecessary decorations anywhere. And a fully metal grille. These headlights are kind of square, but with rounded corners, as we can see at the bottom. What we have is that if we compare it, for example, if you focus on this and focus on that, this changed in an incredible way.
They have nothing to do with each other, but this had its moment, its history.
I would like to see one of the new ones in 40 years, to see how it is in 40 years. This one is over 40 years old, and look at how it is. It's spectacularly good, it runs really well, and we're going to keep riding it now. This vehicle doesn't have wide fenders, but that shows there's no fear. I can take it anywhere without hesitation. Chassis undecorated subframe, a box capable of handling any cargo, including side hooks for tying down the load.
Sand, debris, sacks, coats, the mother-in-law. Why?
It can hold 2,200 pounds and tow 4,000 pounds.
So, look, the doors close with that clack that sounds like a gunshot.
When they do, you know the day has just started.
Here under the hood. We have a 2.4-liter naturally aspirated diesel, only 60 horsepower, but believe me, that doesn't matter here.
120 Nm of torque at 2,000 revolutions per minute.
And then comes the phrase that says the earth will move if you ask it to. Rear-wheel drive 4x4, manual with a short shifter, 5-speed manual.
Of course. And does your left leg shake?
There's no sport mode here, there's no eco mode here, the only mode here is survive. Springs in the back and front with a leaf spring, not comfortable but survives and endures like a machete. Disc brakes in the front, drum brakes in the back, which means this requires a strong leg and a lot of faith. In 2025, getting a 1984 Hilux in good condition is not easy at all. For people in Latin America, of course, if they look for one or maybe have one and work and earn a minimum wage, they have to save up for a while.
So if it's fully restored, get ready to pay, because it's worth it.
Sheet metal dashboard, steering wheel with power steering, vinyl seats that heat up like a Caribbean sun iron. This is not eco leather, vegan leather, or anything similar. It's simply plastic vinyl, which is acceptable. Zero airbags, zero screen, just you and the engine. Besides that, this has air conditioning that works, but you go to the window and the heat, like I say, that's real life.
The big trick is that nothing breaks here. And if it does, you fix it yourself with a wrench, an insulator, a screwdriver that's been in your toolbox for 20 years. That's it. Today, what can you find for this price?
Well, maybe a Nissan D21, an Isuzu TF, maybe an L200, but I can guarantee you that none of them have the reputation of these Hilux, because this is the time when I say Toyota really made good cars.
In Africa, they use it to cross the desert. In Latin America, they use it for wars. And here I am now in the Dominican Republic, where they use it for work.
Not everything old is obsolete, but not everything new is better. I'll move the seat a bit forward. Here, you move it sideways instead of forward and backwards.
Here's a pharmacy. I move it. It's more comfortable.
The seat belt in this truck is here. It's not as smooth as the new ones. And after I adjusted the seat to my liking,
So what I'm gonna do is press the clutch and release the handbrake that's engaged. You pull it and it comes off, right? And here, of course, I have 5 gears, as I mentioned to you, and we're going to go for a drive around here.
The steering wheel feels a bit stiff. The steering wheel feels a bit stiff.
Okay, well, now it's fine. You've already gotten the hang of it. And we're going to drive around in here. You can't exceed 20 miles per hour. This is the place they provided for me to drive and test it out. Let's go here. There are a lot of bumps and everything in here. I'm driving with an engine, a 2.4 liter one. This is diesel, which is good because it has to be diesel. This engine is naturally aspirated with 60 horsepower, not a lot, but 120 Newton meters of torque, plenty of torque. You really have to accelerate this a lot. In first gear, it picks up speed, okay? And then you shift into second. After you spend so many years driving new cars and you start driving this kind of car, you say, wow, what a difference. But the problem is that this is almost 50 years old. New cars aren't going to make it that far. And that's why the experience is so good of driving it and taking care of it. Because you know that if you have it and you use it for work, it's a car, practically a car, to use for your whole life. 4x4, naturally. I won't call it a 4x4 or anything similar though. The dashboard is made of sheet metal and the steering wheel lacks power steering. That's why sometimes it's a little bit tough. You can feel it when you're turning. The wheel, right?
Vinyl seats. Don't overthink it.
The air conditioning works really well, whether it's through CarPlay, Android Auto, or any other system. It feels cold in here, okay?
It feels really cold in here.
But the good thing is that here, nothing breaks. That's the good thing about this. Nothing breaks here, okay? People look at me as if wondering, what ancient vehicle is this guy driving? The suspension is so soft, it's unbelievable.
I just went over that speed bump, as I call it, and it jumped just fine there.
This uses about 8 or 9 liters per 100 kilometers, around 26 to 28 miles per gallon.
It depends on how you treat it, okay? Top speed from 0 to 100, well, I don't know, I have no way to measure it. What it is a tank, as I call it. It's a tank.
Super reliable, okay?
And after you've been driving it for a little while, you get used to what you're driving again.
I come from a world where I only drive new cars.
It takes me a few minutes to get used to what I have here in front of me. Not plastic, but you get used to everything. Do you feel at home, for example?
A lot of people have tried to destroy this and they can't. They've thrown it off buildings, left it underwater, burned it, and then it works again.
So you get an idea of what this is. It's one of those few machines that has earned the title of indestructible.
I had gotten really used to smaller steering wheels, all those things, but well, that's it.
This is when you realize that everything new cars have to entertain us, supposedly to make our lives easier. A lot of those things we don't even use. Because the truth is, we don't use it, we really don't need it, I swear we don't need it, and we pay for it, okay? We pay for it, and a lot of times we end up not using it, right?
Just 2 minutes after using it, if I could put it in.
A lot of gears, we have 5 gears, but like I said, I'm here inside a park where you can't really go very fast.
You have to respect the rules so you don't get into trouble or draw attention to yourself.
But it's an experience, it's a unique experience.
And the fact that, you can have it, that you can use it, that you'll keep handling it, that absolutely nothing happens.
That's super important, really good. Honestly, yes, What a beautiful experience. Rear view mirror, just a mirror, without the handle that goes underneath, without a camera or anything, nothing else is needed. If cars came this simple, they would cost much less than what we're paying for cars now. That was the philosophy behind the car he was involved with. 10 pesos, the one from Amazon, okay? Because it's a car like that, basic, with absolutely nothing, just what an electric car did. But you're going to buy it like that and then pay for whatever extras you want to add. You don't need anything else, absolutely nothing else, because the essentials we need, for example, we have air, we have heating, everything works, the engine works perfectly fine, okay? I think what this car needs is to change the battery.
Maybe because I checked the battery with a tester I have from top down.
And we need to change the battery because it gave me an out of range reading. That's what needs to be done, okay? For the rest, everything is very good. Everything is very normal. The vinyl, this is original. Keep in mind that this is original and it doesn't have any rust or anything like that. Incredible. Can you feel this? The center part feels like leather. Wow, that's great.
We don't have a mother-in-law window. I don't think we need it, but anyway, we don't have a mother-in-law window.
That's good.
This brings a lot of nostalgia, seeing how everything evolves, how things have changed over time.
You say, wow.
Here, I'm gonna slow down a bit to go over this hill. And continue here. Yeah, already turning here.
It's not very tall, but the visibility is so good because all the windows are low and the seat is kind of high. And the fact that there are still a lot of people using this to carry bags of bananas, and when it's filled with bags of bananas up to the roof, it still works perfectly fine. Wow, okay, amazing, super nice. The ashtray is an ashtray, a real ashtray. The lighter and nothing else.
The radio. This is the kind of radio where you could put in whatever radio you wanted.
Well, today with what we have, I could put on this, if I wanted to, the screens they send me. I could put Android Auto Apocalypse, but it's not necessary. It's not needed.
I love how people look at me, because it's like I'm driving something weird. They saw me there and honked at me. Am I the center of attention? That's good, but I'm just analyzing.
The plastics are all hard molds, unlike many modern cars with soft mixed materials. Here, everything is consistent.
That's why it hasn't broken. That's why it's lasted so many years. It looks the same, because it doesn't break at all. It just doesn't break. It's incredible, and this little engine, it doesn't matter. You touch it and it starts, you touch it and it starts.
It's incredible to slow down here. Like I told you, you can't go fast here.
When I first sat down, having gotten used to power steering, I thought, what's going on when driving a go-kart again? This isn't electronically assisted, but you get used to it after 2 minutes. You don't need power steering. You really don't need it.
It's incredible. Something I just realized after sitting here for a while. These aren't uncomfortable seats. They're actually pretty comfortable, despite everything.
A nice experience. You see the seat belt, instead of unbuckling from the top, it unbuckles from the side. It's a nice experience to drive it.
I'm going to put it in gear now. I do this southward, turn it around, and it's already set. The emergency brake.
As in The Godfather, this isn't for sale, but I can make you an offer you can't refuse. If you have a super incredible offer, they might sell it to you, but for now, it's not for sale. Thanks for subscribing and see you next time.